Have we been doing cold opens the last couple of weeks? Like, I just want to make sure that's still a thing we do.
No.
We haven't?
No.
Should we get back to it?
We're done with those.
Well, no, we're not.
Welcome to the Pitch Clock. Here's the pitch, a two-part baseball segment
combining a nostalgic baseball trivia game and an interview with an expert.
This is the Pitch Clock.
The pitch clock is back just after the end of the World Baseball Classic.
How?
There he is. There's Chris.
There I am.
I'm Jeremy. Ethan is here as well. World Baseball Classic is over. We will have a recap of everything that went down coming up with Jake Mintz from Cespedes Family Barbecue.
Wow.
We also have a trivia game coming up. But before we get to that, I
Yeah.
do need to give Danny Alvarez a little bit of love because
Yeah, he nailed it.
He got a lot right.
And that's where I have the finals with U.S. facing Venezuela.
Okay, I think he deserved more love. Can we give him more love?
Team Italy. I think they can do something special in this WBC.
All right, that's enough of this guy.
Yeah, no, all right. Danny, we love you. Not that much. All right. Ethan, what is our trivia game for today?
Guys,
Oh, God.
this is Jeopardy!
This is my nightmare.
All right, so we are back again. This is going to be a monthly installment, and since we're right in between the World Baseball Classic and opening day, I figured we'd celebrate the World Baseball Classic, which, guys, what a tournament, with a World Baseball Classic themed Jeopardy.
do it.
So in this Jeopardy board, every player that is an answer participated in a World Baseball Classic at some point in their career.
Awesome.
The categories are title team starters. So these are starters on a title team. Pretty self-explanatory. MVP 2005 participants.
Oh, the
So
game?
the answer is going to be a guy that was in MVP Baseball 2005 and also participated in World Baseball Classic. The third category is where he from.
Yeah.
This is a fun category because we obviously have some weird connections through the World Baseball Classic. I'm going to show you a picture of somebody, and I will say the name for the audio audience.
Yes.
And then you will tell me where he from.
Perfect.
Tournament stat leaders, pretty self-explanatory. And
boy.
finally, who he play for. So what we're going to do is we're going to do who he play for. I'm going to show you a picture of somebody. I will name that person for the audio audience.
Great.
You will tell me who he play for.
Who he has played for at any time in
And so
his
when
career.
you
No.
say
Who he play for.
that is this
Current
person plays
Major
right
League
now.
Baseball player.
Okay.
This category is specifically from my dear friend Chris Cody.
Okay, terrific.
Who
I'm a little
he
worried about it
play
too,
for.
if that helps.
Definitely going to be Marlin in there. He's
Okay.
All right, so Jeremy, you won last time
I
around.
did.
The board is yours.
Let's start with MVP 2005 participants for 1,000. No.
Born in the Bronx and playing second base for Cleveland in MVP, he represented the Dominican Republic in the first World Baseball Classic in 2006.
There's no way that it's the first person that came to my mind.
Born in the Bronx is throwing me.
Give it a shot. Jeremy?
Is it, or who is Ronnie Belliard?
That is correct. Jeremy, nice job there.
Wow.
Jeremy on the board with 1,000 points.
MVP 2005 participants for 800.
Okay.
I might try to win by just never pushing my button.
That might not be a bad idea. For 800, playing for the Seattle Mariners in 2005, this Dominican Hall of Famer made the All-World Baseball Classic team in 2006.
Good point, Jason.
Jeremy,
Who is Adrian Beltre?
that is correct.
MVP 2005 participants for 600.
Okay. A Kansas City Royal in our favorite video game, this slugger represented Canada and drove in 4 runs in 3 games in 06.
I just thought of the most random name.
Kansas City Royal.
But it's somebody who could have been Canadian.
Canadian and a Kansas
I
City
don't
Royal
know
in
if
05.
he's Canadian.
I just-
I have a name in my head.
I have to say... Go ahead, you go first.
No.
No,
I'm
Cody,
gonna
go
get it
ahead.
wrong.
It's yours. Okay.
Joe Randa.
That is incorrect.
No, that was not. That was random by you.
Jeremy, you got a stab?
No, I'm gonna go ahead and pass.
Oh, you
Okay.
little coward.
The answer is Matt Stairs.
Okay, I'm glad I didn't guess. Jake Mintz of Cespedes Family Barbecue here now, very excited. He seems startled by the experience, but that's because we just threw him right into the middle of this episode. Jake, speaking of startling experiences, the first time that you ever have attended the World Baseball Classic and covered it, Venezuela beats the United States. for me, I'm just looking like you were there. The experience I know was unbelievable. Yeah. Can you walk me through what it was like watching Venezuela win, covering this tournament, and the overall takeaways that you had?
I've seen baseball in many different places, in many different formats, in many different countries. And I have never seen baseball like this. Baseball played in front of a crowd that was so, I'll just say, communal and celebratory. I think my favorite part of the WBC is that in the games I saw in Miami, except for Venezuela, Italy, where the crowd was like 99.3% Venezuelan. Yeah. That whenever anything happens on the field, there is a roar from the crowd, right? Venezuela against the DR, like someone could tie their shoelaces and the place would have gone banana land. And I think that environment, as someone covering the game, invigorates you. And so I feel very lucky and blessed and fortunate that I was able to be in attendance for it. In Venezuela, winning this tournament within that context was kind of the most fitting conclusion that could have possibly been.
Yeah, it was really special. And I was saying to a lot of the folks around here, like in 2023, when Japan won, it was an emergence of the stardom of Shohei Ohtani that was already there for the baseball fan at large, but that was their tournament. Japan should have won that tournament. This tournament was all about the Latin countries, and it made sense that either Venezuela or the Dominican Republic was to win it. It's great that it was Venezuela. A really special moment for those guys, and our Miami Marlin down here, Javi Sanoja, scoring the winning run. But that means Team USA did not win. And it was what I will refer to as a strange tournament for Team USA for a variety of reasons. We can get into those. We don't have to get into those. But really the question becomes, where does Team USA go from here after now losing back-to-back tournaments and this one just being a strange one?
So to talk about where we go from here, you have to, I think, understand what went wrong first, right? You can't fix the problem until you diagnose it. And they just didn't hit. For all of the hoopla about can Team USA get the best starting pitchers to participate in the tournament, they didn't put runs on the board. And when you look at their lineup, I don't think there is a single player that has American eligibility that you would have taken on this roster over the people that were on this roster.
Yeah, that's right.
Where do you go from here? I think you just have to compile the best players again. And look, are there some things I disagree with in terms of DeRosa's managerial choices? I certainly disagree with like the vibe that this team chose to employ. I think that was something of a misstep. However, what is DeRosa really good at, and what is the most important job of the person running this team? It is to convince the best players to play. And he did that. Like, maybe should he have known all the rules all the time? Yeah. But like, he clearly is skilled at convincing Aaron Judge to leave spring training to participate in this thing. And so where do they go from here? I don't think DeRosa can be the manager again. I think he got 2 bites at the apple and it ended up a mealy in his mouth full of seeds. And so I think they do need to pivot. There's maybe an argument that you just build like a super team of prospects that really, really, really want to be there, and you give them a little bit of an edge. But you have to figure out how to give them an edge. If you roll into it with this level of like superiority and complacency again, I could see how it would be a similar result.
I love the idea of basically manufacturing the 1980 Olympic hockey team by just purposefully making it the prospects as opposed to making it the superstars. But you're right, there has to be that competitive edge. And the way you were discussing all of it.
In that movie, in Miracle, Herb Brooks, I'm not looking for the best players. I'm looking for the right ones.
Ooh, I love that Kurt Russell impression.
Thanks.
Let's go down to the 400 MVP 2005 participants.
He was a star for the Twins in MVP 2005 and is the hitting coach for Team Canada in this year's World Baseball Classic. Jeremy.
Who is Justin Morneau?
That is correct.
I I should have known that one.
And let's round out the category.
This is going how I thought it would.
He played for the Marlins in MVP 2005, but was a Met by the time he represented Puerto Rico in 2009.
I can get 200 wrong.
All right.
Oh,
Jeremy?
that was Chris.
Cody. That was all you.
I don't think he's Puerto Rican. I regret
Go ahead.
pushing it. Carlos Delgado.
That is the correct answer.
Oh, wow.
All right, Chris.
Cody,
yours.
the board is yours.
Wow. All right, we'll do who he played for 200.
All right. Luis Arias. Who he played for?
Oh, I forgot.
Cody.
That I could do it.
Padres.
Nope.
That is incorrect. Jeremy.
The San Francisco Giants.
That is correct.
So last year he was on the Padres.
And just an update for the audio audience, I presently lead 2,400 to negative 600. Where he from for 200?
Kenley Jansen. Where he from?
I don't like this game.
Is it okay? Hold on a second. Is it
Where
who
he from?
played
Where he
for?
where he born? Where he born?
Oh boy, you're making this more complicated.
That's the whole point.
I'm looking at the. He's wearing a World Baseball.
I'm gonna do it. I'm
Jeremy.
gonna go. Where is the Netherlands?
He played for the Netherlands, but
bullshit.
that's not where
Good.
he from.
See,
Hell yeah.
okay.
Go
Well,
ahead.
No,
no.
wrong. That's wrong.
No, I got
Yep,
it wrong.
that's wrong.
It's fine.
Incorrect.
I know the answer now.
Cody, do you have a
This is
stab?
No,
stupid.
thanks.
Okay. He is from Curacao.
Yeah, I know it's Curacao.
Then why didn't you say it?
Because I remembered once he
I
told me I was
you
wrong.
Where he born?
Oh,
Where he
this
from?
is a bad game.
I love
This
it.
is not a bad game.
Where he from for 400?
Jack Caglione. Where he from?
So this is.
Jeremy.
Where is the United States?
You got to give me a state.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Now it's not a country, even though he played for Team
You gotta
Italy.
give me a state.
Nobody said that.
Where he from?
I wouldn't have guessed.
Love this.
Where he from? You should know this.
Well, he played at the University of Florida. He from.
That's not how that works.
What is New Jersey?
Incorrect. He is from Tampa, Florida.
I was
I
gonna
know
say
it.
Florida. Was
Yeah, but UF is a really good.
I should have guessed Florida.
This is a dumb game.
This is not a dumb
I'm
game.
hemorrhaging
This is the
my
best
money.
game yet.
I'm gonna be careful. Let's just stick with this awful category and make it the worst one. Where he from 1,000?
Italian manager Francisco Cervelli. Where he from?
I drew it out of him. That was
Jeremy.
Where is Venezuela?
He is from Venezuela. That is correct.
Let's just stick with it. Where he from for 800?
I need you to miss him 1,000.
Lars Nootbaar. Where he from? Give me a state.
Played for Japan, it appears.
Yeah,
Does not sound like a Japanese name.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know the answer.
Say the name
of where
again?
He's from Lars
Lars
Nootbaar.
Nootbaar.
Nah, I'm gonna pass.
When a fun
He's
little
from
note.
El Segundo.
Let's round out
All
the
right.
category. Where he from for 600?
Andrelton Simmons. Where he from?
Okay, so see, he played for the Netherlands.
Correct.
Clearly wearing a Netherlands jersey here.
Where he from?
This is a complicated question.
Jeremy.
No, it's me.
That was
That's
Cody.
Chris.
Netherlands.
He is not from the
Pass.
He's also from
Damn
Curacao.
it! I thought it was a trick question. I lead 2,800 to minus 1,200.
Jeremy, you're killing this, buddy.
I want to move to a bit of a sort of rapid fire here. We've got 4 quick questions. You can give me just an answer and, a sentence or two on it. So, Jake, what was your favorite moment of the tournament?
When teams win a World Series, everybody runs to the mound to celebrate. Venezuela, instead, all the players went out on the field and fell to their knees, overcome with emotion, to turn to the sky with tears in their eyes. That is something I'll never forget.
I have chills just with you talking about it. I'm picturing Ronald Acuna Jr. and the video that exists from, I think it might be the Lone Depot Park account or it's the WBC account, but just dropping to his knees in pure, overwhelming emotion.
Yeah.
Who
I was like,
your?
where is everybody? Why aren't they jumping on the mound? And then I was like, oh, right, they're all crying.
They're literally all crying right now. And then it was really cool because you could see the separation of you had all the players meeting on the mound, but all the coaches were so overwhelmed that they just couldn't even basically leave the dugout. They were like 3 steps outside the dugout. Who was your favorite player to watch in this tournament?
Vinny Pasquantino
The best.
with Team Italy. He understood the assignment. It's that simple. He was having the best time
Yeah.
and treated it with a beautiful combination of intensity and camaraderie and campiness that I think, and this is true with Bryce Harper, Vinny Pasquantino understands that this is entertainment. right? This is not combat. This is entertainment. And I am very appreciative of that perspective.
Who's a player in this tournament that you learned more about, that you were excited to see get this stage, and maybe even now want to follow and see what their career looks like?
I'll pick someone on the kind of like the high end of that. On the low end is Sam Antonacci, the shortstop for Italy.
I'm so glad you mentioned him. Yep.
He's just a really fun player. But on the high end, it's Michael Garcia for Venezuela. And it is Michael, not Michael, I believe. He had this reputation of being like a clutch dog from his days in winter ball in Venezuela. And because the Royals have only played 2 playoff series in his time there, we haven't really gotten to see that. But he came up big in moment after moment and has sort of elevated himself into a new rung of superstardom. And I'm excited to see if he can continue that now that he's under contract with the Royals.
Fun team, having him and Bobby Witt over there and Pasquantino. It's a good group, and they got a really fun stage in this tournament. And then the last one about the tournament before we move to some opening day stuff. Who is a player that you look at, and it might be Antonacci, but who is a player that you look at and say they stand to benefit the most from the experience that they gained playing in a tournament like this one?
I think it's Bryce Harper.
Why is that?
I think Bryce Harper last year was battling something of a mid-career complacency crisis where he just wasn't as engaged and locked in as he usually was. And this resulted in Dave Dombrowski, the Phillies president of baseball operations, kind of critiquing him in public, and that turned into a whole brouhaha and whatever. But I think that this experience could certainly reinvigorate Harper and provide some perspective for him as he enters the 2026 season.
Opening day is going to be next week. We're literally 6 days away at the moment. We're 7 days away from opening day, 6 days away from the very first game that will be on Netflix, which is kind of cool. But let's talk about this. I'm just looking generally, as we're going to dive deeper into this next week. Give me 3 storylines that you're looking at in Major League Baseball headed into opening day.
Tarek Skubal is the best pitcher on the planet. He is a free agent at the end of the season. The Detroit Tigers do not want to trade him because they want to win the World Series. But if they're out of it at the deadline, do they trade him? Can they get to an extension with him? Almost certainly not. So what Skubal does and who Skubal plays for and how much money Skubal makes is an enormous storyline. I will do Dodgers 3-peat. We had not had a 2-peat in a long time, and now we have the danger of a 3-peat. And how the Dodgers do will certainly impact the discourse over labor negotiations as the CBA expires.
It's a great point.
At the end of this season. And then, dude, I'll go back to Bryce Harper. He is the player that fascinates me the most kind of all the time. Part of that is because I was in high school when he debuted.
Yeah, same.
He kind of marks the turning of the age of the calendar for me.
Yeah.
Every time that he has a birthday, I feel older, right? Does he have a second act? Can he continue to be elite? Can he get the ring that has eluded him? Is he a superstar still? I just am perpetually fascinated by that man.
He's another example of a Sports Illustrated cover saying the chosen one, a la LeBron James. He almost had the moment for Team USA.
Sure.
Should they have won that game, that would have helped him live up to that could have sparked this whole run. And so now it is interesting to see what that will be going into the season.
Absolutely. And because baseball is not dictated by singular performances in the way that basketball is, I think it is difficult to impossible to blame Bryce for not having won a World Series to this point. He has been so good in the postseason, and he has lived up to the hype of that cover. He has been a Hall of Fame level player. I think that because of Mike Trout coming out of nowhere to be better than him, and then Judge and Ohtani appearing in the middle of his career, he has been somehow overshadowed in that regard. But Bryce Harper has been everything we hoped he would be, even though he's not the greatest player in the history of the sport. He's kind of like Elvis.
Yeah.
like he made it okay for white people to act that way. You know what I
little
mean?
bit
Like,
of hip shaking. That's right.
yeah, like he
Bryce
didn't
Harper
invent
is
it.
Elvis.
Bryce Harper is Elvis. Like he didn't invent the idea of showing flair and having fun on a ball field. Like he took that from the Latin American players.
This is the best comparison. I love this. Jake Mintz,
Bryce Harper, you're Elvis.
you stuck the landing, man. Jake, thank you so much. Everybody go listen to his pod. Follow Cespedes Family Barbecue. He and Jordan Schusterman do some pretty amazing work together, and they have for many, many years. Jake, thank you so much. We're going to head back to our trivia game. Let's go to right where your cursor is right now. Tournament stat leaders for 1,000.
For
And this is
1,000.
this tournament?
This is any
Overall,
tournament. Yep.
okay.
This is big. I need Jeremy to miss this or I'm kind of done.
This Japanese right-hander pitched for a decade in the show and won a World Series in 2013. But before that, he led the first ever World Baseball Classic in strikeouts with 15.
No, Hideki Matsu, like the pitcher. Who am I thinking of? Matsuyama.
Oh boy.
Matsuzaka?
Matsuzaka.
That is incorrect.
Who was I thinking of there?
I'm gonna go ahead and pass on this one, and I might regret it.
Probably smart. The answer is Koji Uehara.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten Koji Uehara.
The Giants.
Yeah,
right?
I wouldn't have gotten that. All right, tournament stat leaders for 800.
Currently in the Mets rotation, this Japanese right-hander struck out the most batters in the 2017 World Baseball Classic at just 24 years old. Jeremy.
Who is Kodai Senga?
That is correct.
Tournament stat leaders for 600.
Feel good about this, Ethan?
I feel great about it.
I feel
You
good
guys
about it.
are-
I'll tell you that.
you
I
guys
feel
are
good.
Stumped. He did not appear in Major League Baseball until 2012, but this right-hander led all pitchers in the 2009 World Baseball Classic with 20 strikeouts.
Who is you, Darvish?
That is the correct
Damn,
answer.
I almost had it.
Tournament stat leaders for 400.
His most iconic moment came on defense, but this Puerto Rican World Series champion led the 2017 tournament with 4 stolen bases. Jeremy.
Who is Francisco Lindor?
That is incorrect.
Damn.
No guess.
The answer is Javier Baez. His iconic moment in this tournament was, of
the
course, the
tag.
no-look tag.
The tag.
Yes.
Who could remember?
Tag at center base.
Who could forget?
Who could forget? That's right. Jared Bear.
I'll stick with let's round out the category. Tournament stat leaders for 200.
This sweet swinging left-handed Dominican stud led the tournament with 15 hits in 2013.
Oh. Who is Robinson Cano?
That is correct.
All right, let's continue on with who he played for
Yeah.
for 400.
Okay. Griffin Jacks. Who he played for.
No. Oh, I feel stupid.
Cody.
The Detroit Tigers.
That is incorrect. Jeremy.
Who are the Minnesota Twins?
That is correct.
I can't even win. I just did the math.
Well,
on all
but
the
I
points
could
of
get
it.
if I
No,
get negative
that's
on
true.
these things. If I get things
I don't even
wrong
know
and
if
you
we
get
could
them
be
right.
in the middle. It's fine. It's fun though.
A few moments later.
Michael Garcia. Who he played for. Was that Cody?
The Colorado Rockies.
That is incorrect. We're not even keeping score.
are the Kansas City Royals?
That is correct.
Tampa Rays.
That is incorrect. Who he played for.
the Royals.
Incorrect.
Trick question. He's a free agent.
Correct.
I know the answer to
The
this.
Colorado Rockies. Bobby Abreu.
Incorrect. Yuli Gurriel.
Yeah. No.
I had it.
Damn.
His arrival in the States with the Red Sox was a sensation, but his MLB career after starting the 2006 final for Japan was anything but sensational. I'm giving it to Chris Cody.
I didn't push
He
it.
didn't even
He
push
needs a
it,
win.
but
I don't.
you know it.
All right, hold on. I wasn't even thinking. I was not. I'm so like checked
You
out
know
of this
this.
game.
Come on. I just want
Well,
to
you
give
tried
you a
to
win,
say
dude.
Okay. Daisuke Matsuyama.
That is
Matsuzaka.
correct.
Yeah,
Matsuzaka.
you got it. It's Daisuke Matsuzaka. Hey,
We've
this
learned,
was fun.
Yeah, we've learned that Ethan's fired.